So we're here for another episode of the Ghana Web Fridays debate. I believe you've enjoyed the previous episode. On today's episode, we're asking if GFA President Kurt Okraku has been an improvement on the leadership of the embattled former GFA President Kwesi Nyantakyi, because it's been close to 2 years since he took over from the Normalizations Committee as the GFA President. Let us know what you think by stating your opinion in the comment section. My name is Joel Leshend, and we go for a quick break. When we come back, I'll introduce my guest to you, then we start the discussions. Welcome back from that short break. You're still watching Ghana Web TV, and it is the Fridays debate here on Ghana Web TV. Today, joining me for the discussion, I have Shaban. He's known everywhere. I know you see him on your screens during the Ghana Premier League coverage on Star Times. I also have Bra OJ. He's a staunch Kotoko fan, so he will be here to also tell us when we start the analysis on the Ghana Premier League on who can win the league and the possible teams who will be relegated. But today we're asking if Kurt Okraku has been an improvement on the leadership of the embattled former GFA President Kwesi Nyantakyi or not. Good morning, gentlemen, and thanks for joining me here.
Good morning.
On Ghana Web TV.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, OJ, what do you remember about Kwesi Nyantakyi?
Well, Nyantakyi's administration wasn't the bad one until the number 12 came in. Then some of the things I remember him was the 2006 World Cup. Yes, at least he took Ghana there for the first time. So that is what I always recall when his name comes to mind. Okay,
let me come to you, Shaban. What do you remember about Kwesi Nyantakyi?
Well, I think it's the 2009 Under-20 World Cup, because it was the first World Cup to be won by an African country on an African soil. And I think that is one thing that I remember very well about the former FA boss, Kwesi Nyantakyi.
But the two of you are speaking about the national teams. You've said nothing about the Ghana Premier League, because before he came, we had Hasselfolk and Kotoko playing in the maiden edition of the CAF Confederations Cup final, which has beat Kotoko in Kumasi to win that trophy. You spoke about the national team, but you don't remember him for our league.
Well, I think that he has his positive and also the negative. Okay. And with Kwesi Nyantakyi, I can tell you that his administration, what really affected the most was how he managed the Ghana Premier League. He didn't pay attention to the league. His focus was only on the national teams. And one thing, that is why it makes him that person who helped the national team, because he paid attention to the national team and he branded it very well. But with the Premier League, he didn't pay much attention. I can remember 2008 he had the Glow Premier League sponsorship. We had the Xylophone, that was the last sponsorship before the number 9, and then the number 12, and then
I think at a point we had Rice Master also.
Yeah, that's for the national team. Yeah, okay. That's for the. So we have the Glow Premier League, we have the Xylophone sponsorship, and we have the Super Sports. Yeah. That is under his administration. But in all, he took over when our club teams were doing very well. From 1956, we started playing the Premier League. From 1997, we saw Ash Gold in the CAF Champions League final.
Before that, they played in several semi-finals.
King Faisal. We saw Kotoko winning the Champions League tour. We saw Kotoko winning the Champions League 83. Heart of Folk winning the Champions League in 2000. And then in 2005, we saw both teams in the final. December 2005, he took over as the next FA President. Now, taking over from 2005 to 2018, we didn't see any changes in our...
Okay, we will come back to that. But OJ, you don't remember him in terms of the promotion and the improvement of the Ghana Premier League?
Just as he was saying, Nyantakyi only focused how his name could go, like
international with the national teams.
If you could remember, at the point in time he was contesting for a position at
FIFA. He became a FIFA executive council
so everything he does, like he wanted to go out there, not paying attention to the localists. Though he did some good stuff with the localists, but then I think it wasn't enough. Yeah, because then the number 12 came out as a result of what was going on locally.
A lot of allegations and all that.
You understand? And then I think officiating too wasn't the best.
Okay, so watching Ghana Web TV is the Friday's debate. Today we're asking if GFA President Kurt Okraku has been an improvement on the leadership of Kwesi Nyantakyi. It's been close to 2 years since Kurt took over. Shaban, we are not comparing the two presidents because one had close to 13 years and the current one has been in office for at least about a year and a half. But we know the things that brought the number 12 expose and the time when people started losing interest in Ghana football because there were several allegations against him, hooliganism and all that. Has Kurt Okraku been an improvement on Kwesi Nyantakyi or not?
Well, you could clearly see that Kurt wants to do something. A former journalist, a football administrator, and so we expect to see more from him. As a matter of fact, the FA Cup committee, he was the chairman, and we saw what he did with it.
I think it was a final between Mediama and Bizebeche.
And then even Hatofuk and Kotoko at Temali. He was the chairman.
1-3-0.
Yes.
The famous hat-trick from
Ahmed Adams.
Sadiq Adams. And that was the end of his career. And so clearly, you can't, it's early days yet, but you must see glimpses of positive. And I think that Kurt's administration is showing something. But for me, as an ardent local league follower, my expectations is to see the progress of the clubs or the progress of the Ghana football, especially when in about 13 good solid years we struggled in the Premier League. We've not seen any positive. We are struggling. Things are not going well. Clubs cannot finance themselves. We are having issues with infrastructure and all that. TV coverage. At a point in Nyantakyi's administration, we didn't even have TV coverage. I remember,
and we played the league without a headline sponsor.
Headline sponsors. Even this time around, we are playing without headline. Kurt took over 24th of October 2019. He started the truncated league. Unfortunately for him, we started the league, we started something. The league was truncated due to the COVID-19. This time around, we have 14 more matches to go. I think that I am assessing him based on the performance or based on what we are seeing in the Ghana Premier League. And for the national teams, it's already branded. The national teams are branded themselves. For an FA president or FA administration, what can be assessed most is the league. You go to the Algerian league, it's successful. Egypt league is successful, and then all the commendations goes to the FA. But when the national teams are doing well, the Ghana national team is doing well, the government takes the glory because
at the end of the day, he's the one who is financing.
Yes.
Okay. So OJ, has Kurt been an improvement on Kwesi Nyantakyi, or there are things that you think that Nyantakyi did which was wrong, and now Kurt is also repeating the same mistakes?
Kurt is doing well so far, so good. Yes. Okay. As you said earlier, you can't compare a whole 13 years.
We are not comparing
to a 1.5 administration of Kurt. But then let's look at something here. Before he was voted into power, he brought the manifesto. That is the game changer.
He said a lot of things.
So if I want to assess Kurt, I will use those things to assess him. Man, one, he talked about transparency and then accountability. These are stuff we are seeing him doing.
Okay.
I think a while ago, he brought out the salaries they take. There was this noise all over that they are taking huge money, but at least we can count on that and then assess them. Say let's say they are taking this, they are taking that.
So at the end of the day, we don't need to speculate anymore about the salaries they are taking.
I'm not saying that, but then we will know they are taking this. So if let's say something is not going over financially, we will know that this is what has been added to the account. I hope you are getting me.
Yeah.
And then let's also look at refereeing. I think now this season referees have been paid I think 2 weeks or a month. Unlike formerly when they pile up their remunerations and then things. Then we also talk about the secretariat. During Nyantakyi's administration, Nyantakyi had all the power, but then looking at case administration, the secretary, Prosperado. Prosperado is also having some form of power, which he also chose the referees manager at the squad team. Yes, so I think it has been doing also for good, but then internationally you can't assess him because as you said, government will take the glory, but then you wouldn't say you shouldn't do more at the international level too. The women's league is going on, so I think Kurt is doing fine. Yeah.
All right. So they are giving their general analysis about Kurt Okraku's reign so far as GFA president. But we'll go for a quick break. When we come, we will discuss his posture with the media and how the administration is handling issues like hooliganism in our football. You're still watching the Friday's debate here on Ghana Web TV. We'll go for a quick break. When we return, we'll continue the discussions.
Powers and principalities.
There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.
It's going to be fun to see how he goes about approaching this game.
Alright, so welcome back from the break. It's still Ghana Web TV and it's the Friday's debate here on Ghana Web TV. We're talking about issues regarding the Ghana Football Association president leadership. And as I've been saying, we are not trying to compare his reign with that of Nyantakyi because the embattled former GFA president had close to 13 years to be in office. But we are asking if Kurt has been an improvement on the leadership of Kwesi Nyantakyi. They've spoken about their general impression about Kurt so far. But I want to ask, are you impressed about his posture towards the media? Because Nyantakyi was tagged as that, in quotes, arrogant boss who literally didn't care about what the media was saying, I think at the latter part of his reign as the GFA president.
Well, I think that Kurt has really improved on the previous FA president in terms of communication. Okay. I think one of the things that is helping this administration very well is how they respond to issues.
Yes.
Because in the previous administration, they didn't have that problem so much, but they wait for issues to go out,
escalate before.
Yes, people speculate, and at a point they don't even respond to it. And for the media, when we start talking about an issue and you don't respond, we will keep on hitting it. And for the media, we have influence on the public, and whatever we say, the public accept it. So Kurt realized those things. He knew that if he doesn't come out quickly to respond to issues, it is going to affect him too.
Is it because he has been a journalist before?
Yes, he knows the impact of journalism on the public, and that is why he's quick to responding to issues. And I think that they have had issues. I remember one of their Congress, some of the medias were not allowed to shoot and all that. But I think that they were all basic rules that the media must follow. I think they are learning. Look, the Women's Premier League, it has improved. A lot of information on the Women's Premier League. The official page of Northern Zone, official page of Southern Zone, informations are being posted. The Premier League too. You go to the FA official website, there are videos or highlights of some games, which at a point, main games, top games under Nyantakyi's administration, we didn't even have videos we didn't have, except of Kurt Okraku games, not to talk of Karela, King Faisal games. By this time, we have King Faisal Ashgood highlights. Week 19, and that is positive. So I think that the FA Division 1, we have information, top scorers. In the previous administrations had for you to even know the top scorer in the Division 1, but Division 1 by this time you know that Andy Kumi Francis joined Kurt Okraku, scoring 7 for Unistar Soccer Academy, and that is also helping. So in all angles, in all aspects, you see a sort of communication directly from the association to the public, and how they also respond. Lawyer Prosper Arisinado to the General Secretary is doing well, even though he's not the head of communication. We have Mr. Hart, Mr. Henry Asanti-Chum, but they are all working collectively to help. And the FA President also goes on most platforms to also, but in the previous administrations had to even get Nyantakyi, because you go to Switzerland, you go to CAF and all that, you will even have access.
Okay, so he has touched on his engagement with the media. Sometimes Kurt is criticized for some of the things that he says in his interview with the media. The first one was when he said he cannot appoint his enemies. It brought a whole lot of controversies. And the recent one, I am not the IGP to arrest hooligans at our match venue. Generally, are you impressed with how he engaged with the media and the sort of responses that he provides?
Joe, you and I know this man knows a lot about the media and then journalism as a whole.
Yeah.
Yes, and then he wouldn't go out there to say anything that would tarnish his image or reputation. Yes, he has a communication team which is headed by Henry Asanti-Chum. So anything he says or anything that goes out there has been properly arranged. Yes, he's saying it's not the IGP to arrest hooligans. I think
was that a good statement for him too?
Not it being a good statement, but then
how would you have taken it if it came from Nyantakyi?
What? That is a tough question.
No, but
that is a tough question.
But you are saying that it's not a big deal.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yes. Then I'm asking because remember the question is whether he has been an improvement on Nyantakyi's leadership, especially the latter part that it was him who decided who occupies the position of vice president and all that. So I'm saying that Nyantakyi, after the 2014 FIFA World Cup, when he was asked about the government white paper, he said he was at something like toilet paper. And it became a big issue in Ghana. Now, a GFA president is asked about hooliganism and all that. And he says that I'm not a IGP to go and arrest people. And you are saying we shouldn't make a big deal out of it. And I'm asking you, would it have been okay with you if that statement came from Nyantakyi?
You see, the media gives so much pressure. And then when you don't take your time to address issues, you might say things.
You are still not answering my question.
No, hold on.
I'm saying that I'll let you proceed.
I understand the question asking,
I want to draw the line between this. Would it have been okay for you if that particular statement was made by Nyantakyi?
I wouldn't have taken any offense though. But then it would have It would have depended on how and then when the question was asked.
No, what do you mean by how? Because
how in a sense that some journalists can provoke you whilst answering questions.
Yeah, but if I'm interviewing you and I'm provoking you, it depends on how you respond.
It does not mean I understand that it doesn't mean I have to say anything just like that.
So you are saying that it is not a big deal for Kurt to make such a statement, and you would have reacted the same if it has come from
of course yes, Nyantakyi. Of course yes, because sometimes, as I said earlier, the media gives so much pressure, and then when you're not taking time, you say things that you need not to say. Regarding the issue about he appointing those yes, of course, Joe, I can't assume office and then appoint people like you don't know to work with.
So
we are all humans.
It's always been about people.
No. I feel comfortable working with people like people around me.
Must you always feel comfortable working with?
That is why the media is there to talk about anything that we are not doing well.
Yes, but I'm saying that, so if Mo Shaban can do the work and he's not my friend, so because he's not my friend,
let's not go there.
It's two things.
No. I am asking you a question.
The question is those around him, are they doing the work or they are not doing the work?
No, I am asking you that.
It's two things. It's either it's two things. You are not my friend. It's different from you are my enemy. So you might not be my friend, but you can do the job. I will appoint you. You are my enemy. It's another thing.
How do you brand someone as an enemy, or do you literally do that because he campaigned against you during the elections?
Probably based on what the person was saying during the campaign.
But it's election. It's election. All is fair. I want to win. So if I can do the job and I campaign against you, do you have to say that maybe you won't give me the job because I'm your enemy? Wouldn't have been better?
In as much as you want to win, that no mean go out there and then say things that wouldn't favor me and then would rather tarnish my image. So I wouldn't assume of it and then appoint you to come and then help me work.
Even though I can do the job better than any of your team members.
I asked the question, what are they doing that is not right? I mean, those that get appointed.
Okay. And well, as it stands now, we don't know the people he labeled as his enemies. So we cannot make a conclusion.
Yeah, because when you look at Nyantakyi, for instance, Nyantakyi, he's doing a fantastic job.
Okay.
Lawyer Prosperity is doing a fantastic job. So I don't see the essence of people saying or Ghanaians saying he should have chosen people, appointed people outside this.
Maybe they wanted George Fee.
You understand?
Okay. So with regards to, you mentioned the General Secretary's name. Now we hear that under Kurt's tenure, the only thing they know how to do is we've banned this match venue. We've done that too. In respect to how he's handling hooliganism, would it have been better under Nyantakyi, or was it better under Nyantakyi? Because this season, the number of cases that we've recorded, I think are more than
even when we are playing behind closed doors.
Yes, even when we are playing with our
fans are not allowed to enter. You see, this issue is a worrying issue, and then it demands time to talk about these things. You see, Kurt and the administration have been doing very well regarding this issue, and then that's the only way they can do to stop this. Yes, when anything of that sort.
Let me ask you a question. So, if you come here and you misbehave, and the police allow you to go and they say we ban Ghana Web from using their office premises for 1 month, how does that solve the problem?
I didn't get the question. I come here to misbehave.
Yeah, you come here to misbehave, and maybe the National Media Commission or the NCS.
I come here asking who? Asking
you come here as a guest.
Okay.
To misbehave. Then they say that they won't punish you, but they are punishing Ghana Web. Is that a way to solve the problem?
But how do you know those that misbehave are not the fans of the clubs?
Oh, what shoes?
They want to support the teams.
Because look, the Wamanafu incident, none of the fans who I saw in the video and they were beating the referee, none of them was wearing a replica jersey of Wamanafu. So how do you identify that these people are fans of Wamanafu?
I wouldn't go to a stadium with the intention of going to misbehave and then like I'll put on an attire that will identify me that I'm from this club or this club. No.
So how do you identify that these are my fans?
Yes, no Heart of Folk supporter.
Okay.
We'll go to, I think, a venue or a match between Asgold and then Asafotoko.
Did you watch? Maybe you watch the game between WAC and Kotoko on TV. But if you are the Kumasi Sports Stadium, you see what the House of Folk fans did.
How do you know they are House of Folk fans?
Brandon,
No, wait.
Because I was there, I knew some of them. Yes, Brandon, the one, I think the late Shomokwe.
Yeah.
Yes, he was part of them, branding themselves as if they were fans of WAC. So if they had misbehaved, how do you?
They didn't misbehave.
Well, I think that with this issue,
Yeah.
hooligans, that specific thing started way back because we started playing the league in 1956. We've had issues about
A lot.
Under Kurt's administration.
Look, don't look at OJ, look at me. This guy.
Under Kurt's administration, we've had issues, and one unfortunate aspect is that we are playing behind closed doors. That makes it more
Very
dangerous.
More dangerous, yeah.
One, to handle the case of hooliganism in our football, we need to tackle officiating. You know why I'm saying that?
We'll come to that yes.
You see, the fans have perceptions that after the Anas expose, the perception is that any referee who does a mistake has taken something from the other club. So,
right, so I'm not cutting you. I have to go for a quick break. When I come, we are running. We will have to wrap up the discussion on the referees' performance under this leadership, and then the issues about the Ghana Premier League and all that. You're still watching the Friday's debate here on Ghana Web TV. Has Kurt Okraku been an improvement on the leadership of Kwesi Nyantakyi? We'll go for a quick break. When we return, we'll continue the discussions.
Powers and principalities.
There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.
It's going to be fun to see how he goes about approaching this game.
Welcome back from the break. It's still the Ghana Web Fridays debate. We're talking about the leadership of Kurt Okraku. We're doing a bit comparison if it has been an improvement on that of Kwesi Nyantakyi. Before we went for the break, Shaban, you were talking about referees being one of the main reasons why it's been difficult for us to fight hooligans.
Yes, and as I'm speaking, you saw videos how they're circulating, how referees were awarding penalties, and it's not 1, 2, it's about 3 or 4 videos, and most clubs are beginning to show that. And I don't know what is wrong with the referees. Now clubs are beginning to show take coverage of their own matches. So when you misbehave, everybody would see. 2, education on the fans. The FA have not tackled that. The clubs have not also done that. Okay. You need to educate your fans that, look, you don't understand the rules of, even though you've been watching football, you don't know the rules of the game. The rules of the game is different. There are a lot of changes in the rules. So take your time. When there is defeat, irrespective of the FA banning the referee, still the scoreline stands. Yeah. So it's about education. The FA have not tackled the issue in terms of using the security personnel in Division 1, in some of the Division 1 venues. Before the start of the game, you could clearly feel the tension at the match venue. What do? You bring a lot of security men. You go to some of the Division 1 venues, you see 10 policemen. How can they stand the 50, 70, 80 supporters? It is difficult. Even in the Premier League, we saw Elmina Sharks against Medium FC. We saw some fans coming on the field to harass the officiating
The
officials
official.
because the security are few, and probably the FA might think that we are playing behind closed doors. We only need few security.
people.
Meanwhile, the game itself is emotional. People follow the game with all their heart, with all their passion. The tension starts at 1, 2, and then one thing. Yesterday, I was listening to the communications director of the Ghana Football Association. He stated clearly that the match commissioners and then the referees, sometimes what happens at the match venue, they don't record it. I don't know if they are being sorted out after the game, that please don't release it out. Probably because sometimes the media are the people who comes out to release such information. The game between Ebusua Dwarfs and Brekum Chelsea. I received the call. Mo, come and see. The coach of Ebusua Dwarfs. Look, come and see what is happening.
According to him, he was beaten like a thief.
Yes, he was beaten like a thief. Yet, it's a Premier League match. Where are the security? So we need to improve on the security. If at match venue, if it's about 50, 70 security personnel, surround them on the field of play so that we can probably enjoy our game.
Okay. I'll come to you. How do we solve this issue of hooliganism with regards to referees? Then we try and wrap up.
I think education is key, as most
education. We've been talking about, because football, there is this simple rule: you either lose, you draw, or you win.
I understand.
And when we talk about education, it is not as if we don't have bad referees in Europe. Because if you can remember that 2009 Champions League game between FC Barcelona and Chelsea,
yes.
If the game had happened in Ghana, it was between us and Kotoko, it would have been bloody.
A war.
Yes, but at the end of the day, the Chelsea fans, the only thing that they did was to insult him. Nobody tried to assault the referee. So it is not just about education, telling people what do we do outside
when
education.
I say education, I don't mean educating them on this three things that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Either you win, you draw, you lose.
Or
No,
you lose.
I mean educating them on the decision of the referee. Like let's say when
Issues about handball,
penalty, and then the likes. Not everyone that has football attacks understand those issues and then laws. You understand? So when I say education, that is what I mean. And then number two, I think money or salaries of the referees also counts. Yes, Joe, I'm going to a match venue, and then let's say I receive 100 cedis after this game.
yeah.
I'm not saying that is what they receive, but then I'm giving an example. I receive 100 cedis after this game, and then the home team tells me after the match they will give me 1,000 cedis.
Okay,
like,
so
what do you expect?
because your salary is bad, is it a justification?
It's not justification, but then it could be an influence
for you to compromise the game.
I'm not saying it's a justification, but then it could be an influence.
So
when they are paid higher and then they are paid on time, Joe, some of these things would happen.
If somebody wants to take a bribe, irrespective of the
I understand.
So
why? But then let's say out of 100%.
Okay.
If they are paid on time and then they are paid well, I mean about 80-70% wouldn't go into a match with some of this mentality that I'm going to take this, I'm going to take that.
All right. Briefly before we wrap up, now there's been talks about introduction of VAR. Will it solve our problems?
I do not think VAR will solve our problem, because
So
even out there, they are still facing challenges.
Okay. And
yes.
So you think that VAR will come, people will still beat referees?
As I heard earlier, the hooliganism issue needs education. You see, the VAR wouldn't solve our problems entirely, but then somehow it will help. And then this VAR wouldn't take effect right away. I think
it will start next season.
I'm not even sure it's next season. I think 2 seasons after. Yes.
Okay.
Because this VAR, people were also saying that we do not have the equipment. And then let me say this: the VAR comes in 2 forms. There is the one they use out there in Europe, yes, where there's a room where, and then there's a one that they use in the form of OB van.
Okay.
Yes, so I think that is what they'll be using here mostly.
Okay.
So like let's say you cannot go to venues where They are no infrastructure. Let's say a match venue.
A bit cry and shadow and dressing room.
Dressing room now cook where anymore. I mean, so there will be vans will help, but I do not think it will be any moment from now. I think next 2 seasons or so, because more education is to go into this VR thing.
All right, so we've been talking about the leadership of Kurt Okraku. We have few minutes to wrap up. Now, top 4 or who wins the Ghana Premier League, and then the 3 teams who will be going to relegation. Personally, Inter-Allies, I don't want them to. I would love to see them stay in the Ghana Premier League, because at the end of the day, they are able to pay their players. So it's better to have these people in the league than have.
I don't know why they're not getting results, because sometimes when I watch Inter-Allies, like I feel happy. They play they play the boys, by then in the end I don't know why they don't get the results.
Alright, so in the words of Alhaji Bruce, I'll say them go na
exactly.
Now the top clubs, now it's just 2 points separating 2nd, 3rd, 4th and the 5th place teams. This week we are going to see some interesting games. Hasofo will have to cross the Ofin River, and
maybe they would ask Kotoko how they did it.
So I want to know from your perspective, what are the dynamics going into this weekend's round of fixtures? Quick one, then I'll move to OJ.
Well, going into the this weekend's fixture is a decider. Last week was a decider for relegation. I think Inter-Allies have confirmed their spots in the relegation zone. They are not likely to play the 2021-2022 season, because after 20 games they've just amassed 16 points. And you look at the 17th on the league log, which is King Faisal, 19 points, and then you have the 16th on the league log, which is Liberty, have 21 points. Then you have 15th on the league log, which is 11 Wonders, 22 points. It means that one of them will join. One is either 11 Wonders or Liberty Professionals will join King Faisal and Inter-Allies. And looking at how 11 Wonders are playing, it's not likely that they might continue to play. They have their best player joining Hartofuk, Salif Ibrahim. Probably that has also affected the team so well, and they have issues regarding their coach Ignacio Sefo. So yesterday he was sacked from the training grounds. It means that
so now he's been asked to step aside for 3 games.
For 3 games, and he's not likely to come. You can testify. Show me on records a coach that have been asked to step aside and then came back.
It's
never happened.
It's even in our culture as Ghanaians. The moment you'll be asked to go on leave
or step aside.
Go on leave. Step aside small.
It means it is over. It is over for you. So for Inter-Allies, I can confirm they are gone. King Faisal, 11 Wonders, Liberty are working extra harder, and then in their last 2 home games, they have won all those games. It means that they are ready, and next win will just cement or push them away from the relegation zone, where 11 Wonders is likely, because the last game of 11 Wonders against Liberty was an home game for them. They lost at Obuasi. Their next game is a away game, which is not likely they are going to get the points. And then the top 4 battle and who wins the league. You have Asante Kotoko 35, Olympics 34, Hearts 33, Mediama 33. Then you have Dreams FC 30. You have Karela 32. The battle is very tough. Karela in the not performing their last 2 games in the second round have moved them from the first spot to the fifth position on the league log. It means that winning 2 would push you, losing 2 would push you. Now, you look at the gap between the first and the 10th. It's just about 8 points. Because even the one on the 10th position has 23 points, and then the first have 35 points. The points gap is
how competitive.
It is not competitive. This year is the worst, probably based on points build up, because the clubs are not doing well to amass more points in this year's league. So I think that for the league decider is difficult. By the top 4, you can clearly see that Hearts Kotoko, Karela, and Mediama could make it to Olympics if they fail to win about 2 games. It's possible that Olympics might move from the top 4, because Mediama is pushing so well with the quality of players. They can make it. Hartofuk is pushing, Kotoko is pushing, and then Karela United is also pushing. So this weekend will decide if Hartofuk would want to win the league or they wouldn't win. And Kurt Okraku media mouth also another decider. So let's see what happens. Probably all of them can get one point, and then still the next game will decide which team moves ahead.
All right. So I'll end with you. What are the chances of Hasselfolk, especially in breaking their 10 years trophy chase?
It will be difficult, but then looking at their form, anything can happen. Yes, with the new players and then with the new coach, I think the spirit, the euphoria
around the team is.
But the new coach itself is not performing.
He's not performing, but then looking at the performance back, like there has been an improvement. Yes, because
but he has played 4 games.
But Papic did exactly what he did.
He has played 4
won
games.
6-1.
He has lost 1.
Yes, but Papic also won.
Papic won 6-1, but then why is not there? As we speak.
All right, we will talk about Papic. All right. So thanks very much, gentlemen, for joining me on this episode of the Fridays debate here on Ghana Web TV. The conversation does not end here. Let me hear from you in the comment section. Has Kurt Okraku been an improvement on the leadership of Kwesi Nyantakyi? My name is Joel Leshen, and it has been an honor to serve you here with the hottest debate show, Ghana Web Fridays debate here on Ghana Web TV. The art of being a good guest is to say bye-bye. Until we meet again, it's bye for now.